Snow White came out last week and it bombed, and YouTube has Rachel Zegler on there quite a bit. It's Rachel Zegler or something. What's her name? Rachel Rachel Zegler, right? And she probably didn't help matters none, but this is just a quick video. So now I'm just throwing this out there. Y'all know I like to watch movies and all that kind of stuff, right? So I was sitting here, and for last couple of years, this Snow White thing has been, uh, been in the news, and Rachel Zegler, and then Gal Gadot and all that kind of stuff, and uh, it's been a mess. But here's the funniest thing, and I know I won't get that many views off this, but I said to myself a long time ago. So I said to myself, now are you ready? I said to myself, you know what? I said, uh, when how you get on YouTube. All of us get on YouTube, right? We look at stuff and we see who's in the spotlight, who's in the I can't stand him or her category, right? As far as movie stars. So I remember a long time ago, man, I used to sit there and I said to myself, you wait, man. I said, now I don't do it. Now do I. I'm just putting this out there. I had no intentions on seeing Snow White. So I don't have anything in it. And I am not that channel that's going to talk about Rachel Zegler, because at the end of the day, we all made mistakes. At the end of the day, there's a lot of things I did back in the day that, you know, I'm just not proud of. But I changed and I'm not that guy. But what I didn't like is when people just kept thinking I was the same, just kept looking at me the same. So I was just like, I just had to just not care and just keep going, pushing forward. But with that being said, uh, so have you guys noticed, man? Every time there's a bunch of hate, and don't get me wrong, they bring it on themselves. Now I want to make sure I put it out there. Rachel brought all this on themselves, and the whole cast, and Disney doing all that stuff that they're doing, and all the messages they're putting and stuff. That's not what I want to talk about. What's funny is What's funny is I told people when we talk about stuff and people say, hey man, did you hear about what happened? Blah, blah. I didn't know anything about Will Smith slapping somebody until I went to work the next day and somebody said, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. I said, when? I said, oh man, I thought it was a joke. I said, was it a joke or something? Was it an improv on the stage or something? Trying to make people laugh? And no, Vic, he went up there and smacked the crap out of him. Then later on, he got up there and they applauded him for getting a Oscar. I was like, wow. So, obviously I went home, checked it out, blah, blah. So, you ever notice, you guys think Rachel Zegler's the hot thing right now? Guess what? She is. But don't be too surprised, man, if another movie star is going to take her place. You ever notice, and I have, I told people, I said, man, you know, I never really not like Bre Larson, right? I never did, not like her. I always just thought she's the same age as my daughter, and she's a young actress, and she said some things, and it was just Bre Larson, Bre Larson, Bre Larson, Bre Larson. It was just Bre Larson, Bre Larson, Bre Larson. I mean, Bre Larson this, Bre Larson. I mean, that girl can't do nothing, man. I mean, the media is all over that girl, all over her. I said, my God, you guys, leave the girl alone, man. She made a mistake, man. We all make mistakes. And, oh, man, they just would not cut that poor girl some slack. I told somebody, I don't know who I was talking to. I said, man, if I was Brie Larson, I'd make indie films, man. I'd make indie films because her last movie flopped as well. But I'd make some indie films because, a lot of people don't really like uh, Brie Larson. I like Brie Larson. I don't think she's all that bad. I heard about what she said, and I was like, yeah, man, I get it. I told people, I said, man, I get it, man, but damn, man, I said, I done did some stuff, man. I hope and pray to God people still ain't holding that against me, man, because we all have done things that we wish we wouldn't have done. But with that being said, now Rachel Zegler is the hot one. Everybody's talking about Rachel Zegler, but I'll give it a year, or I give it 6 months to a year. Another movie star is going to take her place. It may take a while, But there's going to be another movie star that's going to take, because you know, most YouTubers, they get views off of talking about stuff like that. I don't, because I don't do it. What I'm sharing with you is that you have Bre Larson, Bre Larson, I mean Bre Larson, 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 Bre Larson. I mean, it was Bre Larson, Bre Larson, Bre Larson, Bre Larson, and Bre Larson, and Bre Larson. God, I mean, they were all over. I mean, that girl can't do nothing, man. I mean, she really made some people mad because they was hating on her. And then all of a sudden, boom, here come Will Smith with the slap. And then Will Smith was in the news for a long time. And they probably will never, ever let that slap go by. But then, you know, he kind of chilled out a little bit. And then he made a little comeback with the Bad Boys for Life. I wouldn't seen that movie. And Will Smith did a good job in that movie. He kind of took a back seat and let Martin Lawrence, you know, it was a smart move. You know, he was in it. But, you know, he let other people take the spotlight, which is smart. So he has to claw his way back. All right. But the point I'm making is, then you had Bre Larson for a long time. Then you had Will Smith for maybe a year and a half. I think maybe that long. Not quite sure. I mean, you couldn't turn on YouTube about all the YouTubers and all the sites talking about that. And all the sites before that was talking about Bre Larson. And now you got Rachel Zegler. And sometimes when I turn, I said, man, that poor girl, man, she now look, I get it. She brought it on herself. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I said she brought it on herself. She brought all this on her. Disney brought all this on her. Disney, the company, brought all this on them. You know, race swapping and all the wokeified stuff that they're doing and all that stuff in all their movies, man, they brought it on themselves. So don't get it twisted. They brought it all on themselves. Will Smith, he brought it all on himself as well. You don't go up and Oscar is supposed to be a prestige thing. He goes up there and slaps the crap out of Chris Rock. I was shocked, man. Actually, I felt bad being a black man and all, because I was like, dang, dude, we done come for so long. We done clawed our way out of the bowels of crap, man. And, you know, and just, you know, and that just almost like we took a couple of steps back when he did that right in front of everybody, the whole world. He did that. He slapped another black man too. That's just and he wouldn't. I don't think he'd have slapped The Rock. I don't think he'd have slapped anybody that was much bigger than him. He slapped Chris Rock though. But anyway, I'm just throwing that out there. I was disappointed as a black man. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, dang, dude, you just made us look. You just made us take a couple of steps back again, dude. Come on, man. I'm just being real, y'all. But then he took all that stench off of Bre Larson. Nobody want to talk about Bre Larson after that. They all want to talk about Will Smith. It's funny. Now, what you got? You got Rachel Segler. You know, if I was Rachel, I'd be like, since she wants to be the way she is, and she act like she's determined to be the way she is. Look, you guys, I don't care because I don't make videos like that. You know, you can get a lot more views getting in that kind of category, but I just don't want to be a channel. What Rachel Zegler needs to do, she needs to go to the back to the stage, you know, and do stage shows, you know, the live shows that, you know, I guess she's real good at that. And if I was her, I'd just be like, you know what, I'm a dip. You know, she might have a couple movies she's making right now, little small ones, but if I was her, I would dip, you know, because somebody else is going to take her spot. Remember that. I want y'all to understand. Somebody took Bre Larson's spot, which was Will Smith. Somebody took Will Smith's spot, which is Rachel Zegler. You ever notice everybody runs with something that's really big? Because you can, don't get me wrong, you can get a lot of views, man. You can get a lot of views, man, talk about that stuff. I just thought it was kind of funny, man, because let's sit there and go, oh, Rachel Segler again. Oh, there's Rachel Segler again. Oh, there's Rachel Segler again. Oh, there's Rachel Segler over there. Oh, there's Rachel Segler over there. There's another one over there, Rachel Segler. Oh, she's back on again today. She'll be talked about until somebody else hot takes her place. And she'll be all forgotten. She will. You know, because that's just the way, you know, that's just the way life rolls, you guys. I know this is an odd video, but I'm just putting that because I remember when Will Smith, man, it was Will Smith, Will Smith, Will Smith. I mean, Will Smith was just Will Smith, Will Smith, Will Smith, the slap, slap, slap. There was little improv comedies made of that, and just there were so many people ran with Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, and you know, man, you know, I'm gonna be quite honest with you, man. I don't know why people was talking about Brie Larson so much because Brie Larson, man. I mean, I said, man, that poor girl can't even. She can't do nothing for people hating on her. Uh, so you know, I don't hear nobody talking about Brie Larson no more. I don't hear nobody. I mean, if they say Brie Larson's in this movie, blah blah, there might be people hating on her because of something she said I think she said I don't need a 40-year-old dude or something like that. I was like, damn, you guys are still mad about that. My goodness, man. But I guess you can get a lot of views and clicks off stuff, though. I guess, man. I guess that's what it's all about. Anyway, in closing, yeah, you had freaking Brie Larson for a long time. Then you had Will Smith for a long time, but not too long, but it was a long time. And now you got Rachel Zegler. Mark my words. It's going to be somebody else after Rachel Zegler. By the end of, what is this? What is this? This is March. Let's see. April, May, June, July. I say by the time Thunderbolts come out, Superman come out, Fantastic Four come out, you won't hear nothing else about Rachel Zegler because there'll be something that'll take that. They won't talk about Rachel Zegler, unless she gets on social media and starts doing a bunch of stuff. If I was Rachel, I'd just get off social media. If I was her parents, I'd be like, let's get off social media for a while. You done effed up, and you might get hired again, but right now ain't nobody gonna want to touch you right now for a little bit, just a little bit. So go back to Broadway for a little bit because that's your strong point, Broadway. Because I heard she's real good at Broadway, and let's just fly on the radar, and let's just chill out for a little bit, and then maybe you can make a couple of indie films later, and nobody will be. Don't. They might talk about you, but they won't be able to talk about you because you ain't saying nothing. Because she might mature. She might just get tired of all that stuff and just say, I ain't doing that crap no more, man. Even if I'm in the movie and they find out I'm in this new movie, I ain't gonna say nothing. Maybe I'll listen to my whoever her agent is, and they say, "Hey, Rachel, you want to speak to the camera and talk about your new movie?" She says, "Oh, I think you're gonna like it." And it's just wave at everybody says, I think you're gonna like it. And that's it. I wouldn't even do interviews, That way they'll stop. They'll just they might say Rachel Zegler didn't want to say nothing because they must have got somebody might say Rachel Segler didn't want to do an interview about this new movie she's in because they must have got on her about something. Well, you never know because nobody told you. So I'm just saying that. Yeah, Brie Larson, then you had Will Smith, then you had Rachel Segler. I know there's been a few other ones that was in the main headline, but those three are the ones. So like I said, by the time I think you got Thunderbolts, and then you got Superman, and you got Fantastic Four, and you got a few, and by the time it happens, I think Thunderbolts, you won't hear about Rachel Zegler. Superman, you definitely won't hear about her. And then Fantastic Four, you won't hear about. Because all the YouTubers that got money and got views and they need to generate income, they'll be talking about the hottest thing. Because that's just what they do. I can't because I don't make money. I just do this stuff for just whatever. I did YouTube because I wanted to see if I could do it. I mean, I never thought I'd have 500 something subscribers. So anyway, I thought I'd share that with you. Who you think is going to be the next hot topic? There's going to be somebody else that's going to take her place, man. Maybe it won't be nobody. Maybe the movies that's coming out will be the main thing to talk about. Like Thunderbolts and freaking Fantastic Four and Superman. Then you got Avatar coming out at the end of the year. So, Rachel, if I was Rachel, I'll be like, ooh, I can't. Let's just say hypothetically, if I was Rachel, I'll be like, man, I can't wait till those movies come out. oh my God, they won't be talking about me no more because they'll be all talking about those movies that are coming out. So anyway, God bless and take care. Who you think will be the next person they're gonna talk? We don't. None of us never know. But somebody end up getting in that spotlight again, and they'll be hating on that person too. But hey, look. In closing, y'all, all of them brought it on themselves. I know Bre Larson brought it on herself, even though I like Bre Larson. I'm the minority. I like Will Smith too, but he shouldn't have did what he did. Rachel Segler, I don't have nothing into her either. I don't, I don't, it'd be different if I was in the. I got Snow White the original, because I like all the Disney classics, but I just, I wasn't into that. Yeah, I would have just kind of like would have been nice if they would just stay to the true story of what the other Snow White would have been if they would have, that's what I try to keep it similar to the old one, but they try to modernize it, and then I think that hurt them. And then those interviews, and then her saying weird, 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 and said that the guy that kissed her was a stalker and all that stuff. I never seen any of that in the original Snow White. Um, I remember watching when I was a little boy. I was just fascinated by the cartoon. But anyway, I'm just letting you guys know that they all brought this on themselves. So sometimes it takes a while to get the stink off, and they will get the stink off eventually. So anyway, God bless. Take care. But remember, all of us has done something that we are not proud of. All of us, every daggone one of us. None of us are squeaky clean. Now, in the Bible it says that you're supposed to look forward, not backwards. So you're supposed to look forward. Sometimes we look backwards because we feel bad about what we did, but we shouldn't do that. We should look forward. The best way is like in the Bible, which I know you guys might not get into. I'm just saying this to make a point. When the guy is got the mule and he's plowing the ground, okay, the mule does not know where he's going to go, and the guy who is controlling the mule that plows the ground back in the biblical days, if the guy is holding the mule and he's looking backwards, the mule has no direction because he's steady trying to look what's behind him instead of looking forward so he can guide the mule to plow, because that's how they plow the land. You understand what I'm saying? So now you got tractors. But again, if you was driving the tractor and you was looking forward, and then you start driving the tractor and you start looking behind, you're going to drive that tractor all over the place because you're driving the tractor looking behind. So you're not looking straight, you're looking behind. So you could veer off and go into a road or whatever. So it's the same thing. We just gotta, I had to learn the hard way, man. I gotta let the past go. Man, sometimes, man, I used to let the past just make me feel. I said, man, Vic, I wish you wouldn't have done those things. That's awful, man. What was you thinking? But forward, not backwards, straight ahead. So, you know, uh, Bre Larson, Will Smith, and Rachel Zegler, man, God bless all three of them. And I wish them well. And yeah, they got more money than I'll ever have, but that's not the problem. People are human. They make mistakes, you guys. And it sucks that they're in that spotlight, because, you got all eyes on you and you do the things they do, boy, you're really asking for it, So anyway, we'll catch you next video. God bless. We'll see you.